Hey, X here. Quick message for you. Are you relying on a plan to get you to where you want to go? Right? Most of us are. But I want you to think about something that's counterintuitive. Because when you're looking at mapping out, taking your A, where you are now, to where you want to go, your plan is the least important part of it. But sometimes we focus only on that. The steps, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. And I used to be like that too. I would come up with some sophisticated plan to get me to where I want to go. It made so much sense. It was based upon sound knowledge and it was modeling others, and it just wouldn't work. Now maybe you're experiencing the same thing. You set up plans, you put together all these ideas, and now you're trying to execute on them, and there's difficulty. There's a challenge in there that you just can't seem to get by. And that's frustrating as hell, especially when you're trying. So I want to share with you something that changed the way I look at things and ultimately changed my ability to execute, taking myself from A to Z. I've also had the pleasure of using this with many clients and helping them take their A to Z, finish, win, and meeting their mission. Here's the secret. It's counterintuitive, but write this down and consider this as you think about your success going forward. Getting from your A to your Z has nothing to do with B, C, D, E, F, G, the steps. It has more to do, it has everything to do with your Z and your A. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Z is your end game, right? It's where you want to go. Where you want to go has to be placed in stone. It has to become the mission, as you hear me say over and over and over again. It has to be something that is purposefully driven, something that you're hell-bent on getting, something that is of immense importance to you. It's not a goal. It's not somewhere you want to go. It's somewhere you have to go. Your mission, that's your Z, right? Think of your mission as something that if you don't succeed, you'd almost die. Think about someone at war, a military operation. They have to rescue a hostage. There is no try. You have to go in there and do everything you possibly can to make it happen. That's the importance of a mission. It's not something you are trying to do. It is something that you have to do. All right, so that's your Z. That's first thing first, right? So you got to set up a purpose that meets you there, right? If you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to call on your highest and best, and you're not going to galvanize your team and your organization to do everything it can to make it happen. That's the first thing. So a tremendous amount of energy must be placed into cultivating your mission, the Z. Gotta know it, got to. Number two is your A. Understanding your current position, understanding it well. Where are you right now in relationship to where you want to go? What's occurring right now in relationship to where you want to go? You have to understand your starting point, right? Understand it and accept it, and then think of it like this. Imagine for a second that with the resources that I have right now, I absolutely had to accomplish my Z tomorrow, or in a week, or in an hour, or in this moment, right? I want you to frame up that question. If I absolutely had to accomplish this right now, what would I do different? If I had to eliminate all excuses, all stories, all things I'm not willing to do, and everything possible or imaginable was at my disposal, what would I do to go get it right now? Right? Right now. That should become your planning process. That should become your way to get to Z. It's not a pre-formatted, step-by-step, linear approach. What I find is I can come into an organization or I can help someone. I say, hey, what's going on? Where are you at? What's your mission? What do you want to achieve? All right, I want to make X, Y, and Z money in my business. All right, tell me what's going on right now. All right, tell me what your plan is. Okay, does that plan come from a place of I have to get this done? Does that plan come from a bunch of trial and error? Right? Does that plan come from executing at the highest possible level on the day by day and adjusting day by day that plan, what you're willing to do and what you are doing? And ultimately what I find is that we set ourselves up into this habitual groove, right? This pattern. where we're doing the same things in the same ways, expecting things to change, right? Same thing. We may be trying this, so we say, let's try it harder. Let's do more of this. But that is negating an important factor when it comes to meeting the mission. The mission is not about doing everything. It's about doing the one thing that will get you there. Let me repeat that. Accomplishing your mission is not about doing everything. It's about doing the one thing that will get you there. The one thing. So we have to fight for the one thing. The part of our plan that is so simple, so easy, so naturally explosive as it relates to getting what we want, that it should be like a shame we didn't think of it before. But we'll never get to that place of finding that one thing if we're so hell-bent and focused on the plan and not actually getting to where we want to go. So I want you to think about that. Get out of your head trying to think of the how-to. Stop going to all the other people in the world, the gurus, the books, the systems, and everything else, thinking that another how-to is going to be your savior. You are not going to get to where you want to go. Well, I won't say you won't. It'll be much harder to get to where you want to go if it's a place higher up on your food chain, if you focus on the plan, the how-to. But if you focus on the Z, look, this is where I have to go set up a mission, number one. Number two, get honest about where you are right now, and then catapult yourself from where you are right now to the one action that matters most. And then do that action consistently and with intensity. I guarantee you major results. Major results, right? You know, I embarked on setting up my Execute seminars and trainings across the country before anybody raised their hand and said, I want to go. Because I understood that that was the one core action that would expand me to do whatever mattered most, to put myself in front of people. So now I'm in Miami, next month DC, back to the Bay Area, Los Angeles, New York, right? Not because that was the linear path I had to follow, it was because I identified that as the biggest, boldest, baddest action as it related to getting to my Z, my purpose, my mission. The same thing with you. But those hardcore actions, sometimes we have fear, sometimes we have all these holdups that keep us stuck in that groove, doing the same things over and over and over again. We got to break those patterns and get used to executing on the things that matter most. So your plan is important, but it takes a back seat to someone who's all about executing. It is doing whatever it takes in this moment to get the job done. And there's liberation and empowerment when you're able to bring that level of execution to yourself, to your team, or even to your organization. When you set up a Z, an empowering mission, it changes things for yourself. It changes things in your house. It changes things in your organization. When you set up the space for people to do the biggest, baddest, boldest, most important things to get them there, it changes you. It changes your team, your family. It changes your organization. I guarantee you. But if you're stuck in trying to create yet another plan, another step-by-step how-to, it takes away your internal power, your intuition. It takes away the power you give to the people that you love and lead. It takes away your organization's ability to be nimble and to interact and use its people skills and resources, right? Planning is not the liberator of yourself and the way you're going to meet or achieve your mission or objective. Set up your Z. Have a finite A. Set up your A. Know exactly where you are. And then let everything else fall into place. I'm not saying don't plan. I'm saying don't rely on a plan. Rely instead on the power of this simple statement. It's not doing everything. It's doing the one thing that matters most. All right, I'm HX. I will get at you on the other side. If you want some help in kind of fleshing out how to put this into practice for yourself, for your team, or your organization, reach out to me. We're doing stuff all across the country, working with people from all walks of life, teams, organizations, big and small, through the science of execution. A step-by-step process where we can show you exactly, specifically and precisely how to execute, how to take your A to your Z, to finish, to win, and to meet the mission. All right, I'm X. I'm out of here. I'm about to go enjoy the beach. 1.